Blessed day, my viewers and my subscribers. Before me jump in on the topics, may I beg you to hit that like button. It will be greatly appreciated. Now, the topics coming up in this video. Dancehall artist BLEMS gets accused of taking the vaccine after making a post on social media. Bounty Killer tells Dexta Daps that he doesn't like the concept from his song 711. And Tanya Stevens exposes a popular dancehall artist who raped her while she was 17. So yes, people, don't want to miss what Tanya Stevens have to say. Watching that video, people, I tell you, say it's going to make you look on certain people different. So you just want to stick around to the end of the video. So the first thing we're going to talk about is BLEMS being accused of taking the vaccines in, people. And BLEMS is currently in England. And of course, you know, say every country now, them have them restrictions and them this and them that. Now, the post that was made by BLEMS is a simple post. He was actually at a football game. You understand? You can see the post in the background. Now, a lot of persons saw BLEMS realize say no mask is not wearing and thing. So them automatically assume that in order to go to the game, you have to be fully vaccinated in order for their own people and thing, you understand? So they must say, oh, maybe BLEMS actually take the vaccine and thing. Now remember, you know, people, it's not really a surprise even if that's the case, you know, Zane, even though we don't know and thing. But basically, because him there around the crowd and him not have on the mask, a lot of persons start leave comments over there and they must say, yo, you know, maybe BLEMS take the joke and thing, people. So I don't know still, you know, I'm going to show you some of the comments them and you can tell me what you guys think about this. So one person say, to watch a football match in England, you have to be fully vaxxed. So it look like Beanie take the joke. So you see, say 7 people actually did like the comment and thing, you know, them agree, say it look like BLEMS take the joke. That's why I'm there around the people and without mask and all of them thing there, you understand? So somebody respond and say nope, or have a negative COVID test within the last 48 hours. Yes, romance people. So I don't really know still, you know, and at the end of the day, the world are run away right about now where it is becoming a norm for people getting the vaccine and thing, even though I know say BLEMS, it don't really seem like he is with it, even though him not come out and burn a fire upon it and them thing, you see me? But I don't know people, where do you think? Do you have to be fully vaccinated in order to go to a football game in England? You see me? Obviously, when you see it for yourself, it's like nobody not there wearing mask, you see it? And somebody even say the point BLEMS is making is that no one is wearing mask or social distancing. So maybe that's the point BLEMS is actually trying to make, that nobody now really wear masks. People still are go out and enjoy themselves. I just Jamaica alone, them are hold on certain restrictions and stuff like that. You see me? That kind of look like the point that he's actually trying to make, and not that he actually took a vaccine or anything like that. You see my people? But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. So Bounty Killer tell Dexta Daps that he does not like the concept of his song 711. I want to remember that song they come out about 6 years ago, Zane, and that was the song where, you know, Dexta say all when she take 10 man, it must be 11. You understand? So I guess Bounty Killer does not like the meaning of that song. So basically Dexta Daps was in Philadelphia. He was performing the song and he actually posted a clip on his Instagram page. Zane, I post a clip and I'm going to show you the caption where he post, because he actually called Bounty Killer's name in the caption. So check out that clip here first, people. Alright, so after Dexta Daps post that, him say, watch the Bounty Killer versus Battle Dance with the laughing emoji. About 6 years now and this song stills fire. 7-11 and him put some whole heap of bomb emojis. The bands with some flame emoji. Catch mix. The energy of my fans is unexplainable. You got to be there. Philadelphia. You see it, people? So obviously, I'm talking about Bounty Killer, the versus dance. You know, remember when Bounty and Beanie did that perform and Bounty did do that famous dance there and thing? So Dexta Daps did kind of mimic what Bounty Killer was doing. So Bounty jump in the comment section and say, haha, with some laughing emoji. Landmark song still, although I don't like the concept. You see it, people? So of course, as I said, a song there, enough people now go like like the concept, but when you look on it, a reality, you understand? Remember, you know, some man say, yo, all when she take 10 man, but have to be 11. You see what man say, people? And I guess Bounty Killer is not really a fan of the message that the song is saying, but as I say, people, a big song that. You see what man say, that I one of Dexta Daps' biggest song, and I think that song was one of the songs that were put him on the map. You see what man say? I think that was even before Shabba Motherpot. I don't know, people, you can correct me because I not really check the YouTube dates and them things. Them just speak. You see it, people. So Bounty say him not really like the concept. Dexta Daps respond with some laughing emoji and him say, my general, bless. You see it. So Dexta Daps kind of understand, saying everybody are going to like the concept. Him still big up Bounty Killer and thing. But at least Bounty Killer said that's a landmark song because you do that song the 6 years ago and right now it is still current. You see me? Enough man still feel away about woman, and even 10 years from now, that song will still be able to be played, and people will still rock to it and thing, is it? So let me know what you think about it. Do you like the concept for 7-Eleven, or you feel like say Bounty Killer right? Or you like the concept, you see it? All when she take 10 man, me have to be 11. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. So now we're going to talk about dancehall artist Tanya Stephens. And this is the video that you guys don't want to miss. You understand? Tanya Stephens actually spoke on being RAPED at age 17. And it is by a popular dancehall artist. Yes, people. Of course, Tanya Stephens, you know, it seemed like she want to expose the name of the person, even though she never exposed it. But just her experience, remember, actually does. It's like, yo, Jano Star, she must feel away because, of course, you trust the person, you know, and the person take advantage of you. And not only that, persons were there when it was happening and they did nothing. You see what I'm saying, people? So it's a mess up situation. Of course, you know Tanya Stephens, one of our veteran artists. You see what man say? Is an artist where you don't know say she received some bashing based on how she blunt on social media, but also a lot of persons respect her because she speak her mind. You understand? We see she come out what they and lash out against the vaccine and thing. And you don't know say she does speak her mind. You know, she cuss her bad word straight up, and if you don't like it, I saw it go. You see it, people, but I get into this video now, and as a matter of fact, people, I'm going to leave you know with the video. I want you to watch it out and listen exactly what Tanya Stephens is saying, and let me know if you have any idea which dancehall artist you see me, but I know say what's in the dark must come to light, so you see it, and let me know if you don't feel like she need to break silence fully and talk you see it. So of course, you know, we not try to protect certain people because you know people have youths, people have kids and all them type of thing that we don't want it to reach our next person. You see what man say? Anyway, people, as I say, I'm gonna leave you know with the video, but before we do that, make sure you like the video if you don't like it yet. You see me, press the like button, also subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Bless upon yourself and keep safe. I'm out.
The first time I got raped,
Oh God.
I look like I'm coming from church. Yeah, I can talk about it now. Honestly, it took a while to be able to say that without flinching.
Oh.
And it was somebody I trusted. It's not strange. It wasn't strangers who hurt me. This is somebody I trusted. So I was just coming in the music business, and I was coming from the country, moved to Kingston. I was brought to my sister's house first as a babysitter, for her daughter, my niece, and in the process of babysitting, she ended up sending me to a fashion design school in Hertfordshire in Kingston. And I would go to school in the morning. I drop my niece at her school, and then I go to my school 3 days a week, and then I go back to my niece's school and wait until her school is over, and then I bring her home. And I started on the mornings that I didn't have school, because it was only three days per week school. I started searching around for a studio to go to. This is when I was just trying to break into the industry. And I found one at the top of Maxfield Avenue in Kingston, near Hertfordshire. New Name Music, Kester Brown Studio. Miss Dawn Henry was there at the time. And I started going there. Now, there was one artist there. Now, at the time, there were 3 big artists, really huge artists in Jamaica. Shabba Ranks was the king. Pacha was the queen. She was next to Shabba. And then there was another guy next in line. And he became my mentor. He became my mentor, and he used to call me his little sister, and I believed it. I really believed it. So at one point, when I turned 17, my big sister, who I was living with, said she didn't realize I was that young. She thought I was like turning 20 or something. So turning 17 meant I couldn't go to the studio anymore. I was devastated because that was the only thing that in my life that was actually good.
Right.
And I went to the studio one last time and I told them, like, listen, I can't come anymore. My sister has forbidden me. This is it for me. Guys, it was really nice. And my mentor said, no man, you want me to come talk to her? And I'm like, you would? No, my sister, my auntie, every woman in my family loved him. So I was like, yo, surely if him come and talk for me, my good.
Yeah.
My mouth good. So he said, yeah, man, of course, we'll come and talk to your sister. I'm like, all right, cool. So that evening, he brought me home and he sat and he talked to my sister. And he took responsibility for me. As she said, she didn't think it was safe for a young girl my age to be out, which is it is a good concern, and I appreciate it.
Mm.
And he took responsibility, and she trusted him, and she gave me permission based on his taking responsibility. Shannon, her ass. When that man first of all, he never made an advance. He only spoke of me as his little sister. He never made an advance, never, not once. And I say that many times to reinforce the fact that there's no indication that there was any thought of that in his mind.
Yeah.
So he was moving house. At the time, I was fresh from the country. I don't know Kingston. I didn't know the geography of Kingston, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is me just talking about how easily we accommodate rape culture in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So he was moving house. And I'm fresh from the country. I've never been a dunce. I wouldn't say I'm exactly naive, but I was ignorant of some ways of people. And like he'd done many times before, he offered me a ride home. So on the ride home, then he said he had to drop by his new place. Everybody knew he was moving. And he said he wanted to stop by his new place real quick and drop off something. Now, if I had known the geography of Kingston, I would have known something was wrong. Because my home was on the way to his new place. This is what I realized afterwards when I got to know Kingston well. So he said he wanted to drop it. And I was like, sure, why not? Why would I say no to you stopping along the way to drop off something at your place when this is your car and your ride? So he was going to stop by his place, right?
Uh-huh.
To drop off something at his new place that he's setting up. And then he drives to the place, and he stopped outside of it. It's kind of like I've not been able to go back there to look, because psychologically I just couldn't handle it. But it's kind of like it looked like a cross between a townhouse and an apartment building. And he stopped outside of it on the curb, and I was sitting in the car, and he jumped out and he started to run toward the building, and then he stopped and he looked like he was thinking, and then he came back and he said, "So you don't want to check out the place?" And I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, man, come check out the place and you can give me some pointers and tell me what you think and what we can do with the place and stuff like. Come in, man. And I was like, oh, cool. This made me feel valid because I really was his little sister. I was a part of his process and he wanted my opinion on his place. And I was like, cool. I can't lie. I was impressed. I was affected because it felt like, yeah, this person actually saw me as an equal, as a part of his circle.
Yeah.
And I went. On the outside, at the landing in front of his door, there were some people. See, there's a balcony, a little railing. So some steps going all the way up the building, and on the landing in front of his door, there were some people. I can't tell how many people, maybe about four people. There was a woman there too. And I said, good afternoon, and we went in the door. When we went inside of the door, he locked the door. And that made me kind of pause a little bit. And I was like, well, but then I thought to myself, oh, Kingston, you know them still pure criminal.
Right.
Pure criminal. So he locked the door and then he started to show me around. Girl, when we reach the bedroom, it's a full-on assault. Full assault. When I see this man speaking, and when I see Jamaica big him up sometimes and they act like he's such an upstanding citizen, oh, he's a Christian man, he's a nice guy, I go bonkers. Because you see, no matter what nobody tells me, I know my experience. I was there, he was there, he knows my experience. We know what happened. Child, I defend myself. I was about 95 pounds. It's a big diesel, man. Thick, so it's a muscle, nobody fat. And when him start beat me, me decide, all right, you know have to beat me. Me give up. Me a ball for help, you know. I scream for help, me ball for rape. People there outside the door. You see when me scream and ball for rape and me know you nobody answer. Me just stop. Because what me I do, wait until when he kill me. Me I get real licks. So me stop fight. Me stop fight. And that continued for hours. For hours. I was locked inside of his new place that he was moving into. And just violated for hours. And when him done, him hold me and lead me to the bathroom, put me in a shower himself, and bathe me. No evidence, no left. Me get a proper scrub. Proper scrub. Who me did I go report him to? Remember me come there voluntarily, you know? Remember me ball for help and me ball for rape and nobody answer, you know? So who me did I report him to and who was gonna be my witness? Remember, this is a man who is adored by the 14 parishes and the diaspora. Who may I report him to? Me I want upcoming artist. You hear what them say about the girl them are going near Big Bill Cosby? So who may I report him to? Me an idiot. Now let me tell you the dialogue I had going into that experience. My big sister was a senior teacher at Ocherous High School and I used to live with her. And I used to hang around her and the other teachers. And one of her co-workers was the daughter of a judge, a magistrate. And I heard her say to the other woman, her daddy told her and her sister, if they got raped, do not go to the police, come to him. Because if they go through the system, they're going to be raped repeatedly by the system. That was the one dialogue I had in my head of reporting rape. I would never go to the police, not with that in my head. And that was a judge. So I went home with the conversation. Now listen, when he finished and he made me bathe, you know, and put me in one big t-shirt, his t-shirt, I had on a big old t-shirt. And I was just sitting in a corner, hug my knee and just a ball. My ball until no tears now come like me dry. And he asked if I wanted to go home and I said no, because me never want to leave out until night. Me never want nobody see me face. Like I felt dirty. I felt ashamed. I felt guilty. I felt like shit. And I knew that people were there when I went in. And I was hoping that they couldn't remember my face. And if I came out in the darkness, they wouldn't be there. And nobody would see me and I could just go home in anonymity. When I went home, I went to the shower again. And I showered. And I showered. I have no evidence. I have nothing. Who may I go to? I'm poor. And I went voluntarily. This is why sometimes you see me fight, I argue with people. I'm a fight violent with people where speak out of the because they don't know. They sit over there in judgment and they speak on these girls and they don't know. You don't know what I feel like. You know what I feel like when I go home? Remember now, I live with a judgmental sister. I come from a judgmental family. I come from a family where I should have got college. Although them now no money for pay for college. My family would have preferred that I went to college and indebted myself with a student loan than pursue my passion. And they made it very clear. Them tell me I turn cruff, me a worthless now. And some said iron balloon. I would never bust, so go get a real job. I couldn't go to them and tell them that I went to the studio and got raped. Could I? How would I broach that conversation with some people who already said that was what was waiting for me at the studio? So now may I come back and say you did right. Which meant I couldn't go to the studio anymore. And the studio didn't do anything to me. One man did. Studio never do nothing to me at all. One monster did. And him do it repeatedly and people protect him.
Did you ever tell anybody?
I tried. But every time I brought it up, it just was never convenient to the people around me. People around me had much more important problems to deal with. Important problem like a co-worker who keeps talking shit about me and I'm not looking. Stuff like that. I had to sit and listen to complaints about petty, stupid shit all day, every day from other people. I wanted to talk about it. I could not. I simply could not. So let me tell you, further than that, I ended up back in the country, at my mother's house, and I was trying to break into music just the same because I felt like, you know what, I'm not going to allow this to deter me. No more than ever, I have a reason to do this. And so I was back in the country, and in the country there are less opportunities to sing. In the city, I could go to the studios and record. In the country, we never had no studio. So I was singing on sound systems. I went to dances, and I hope to get in via that route. And I was kind of like a local celebrity in St. Mary, the parish I'm from. When I started getting put on posters, I was like, yeah, all right, girl, come.